Hey guys, Trent here coming at you with another video. So today's video is going to be all about toys. Today we're going to look at Masters of the Universe Origins. Today we're going to look at Masters of the Universe Origins Castle Grayskull. So if you're new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Trent. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay. I do it for fun and profit, and I take you along for the journey. So please hit that subscribe button for more great videos in the future. Yeah, I sell on eBay on this channel. I show stuff that I sell. I show tips and tricks from time to time, but I also love to collect toys, and I like to amplify the ability to fund my hobbies by selling on eBay. So it's a great way to supplement your hobbies financially. So stick around. You'll learn toy stuff and eBay selling stuff. So finally got Castle Grayskull. It's been a long time coming. Kind of late to the party. I'm starting to get my Masters of the Universe Origin stuff in finally. I'm gonna have some more videos coming soon. I've got waves 4 finally coming in of Masters of the Universe Origins, and I've got wave 5 actually paid for, along with Buzzsaw Hordak deluxe figure. So I've got 9 other Motu Origins figures coming in over the next few weeks here. So getting caught up on the collection. There was kind of a delay, it seems like, to be able to get a hold of some of these figures. It's not as easy to get as just to go down to Walmart. However, for Castle Grayskull, I did actually get it from Walmart. I saw it came up on Walmart's website, and I was able to do an in-store, purchase it online and do an in-store pickup. I did have it pre-ordered on Big Bad Toy Store, but it wasn't going to come in for, I think, until September, is what it said. So I was able to get that one now. So I canceled my pre-order for Big Bad Toy Store, but I got other pre-orders coming too. So Castle Grayskull, I did have as a kid, the vintage one. I have one in my collection right now. It's not the one that I had as a kid or anything, but I do have a memory of it. I remember mainly seeing a photograph of myself on Christmas with the Castle Grayskull, because I got it for Christmas one year. Pretty young though, like 4 years old maybe, or something like that. I do remember He-Man and the Masters of the Universe toys I had, but it was one of my earliest recollections of toys. That, and I do remember I had a G1 Optimus Prime. If I remember correctly, my mom put it on layaway. This was back in the early 80s, of course, from Walmart. So I remember Castle Grayskull, but I have to say, I didn't remember the box being this big. And, you know, now I'm a 6'6", 230-pound man, so it still seems really big to me. So I can only imagine how big this box felt as a 4-year-old. But I know this isn't the exact same one. But anyways, let's get in there and check out Masters of the Universe Origins Castle Grayskull. Alright, here we go. Masters of the Universe Origins Castle Grayskull. Fortress of Mystery and Power for He-Man and his foes. So we got the new for 2021 up in the top right corner. And some amazing artwork that reminds me of the old school artwork. One really cool thing is, what are these little demon warriors that, horde warriors that Evil Lyn is summoning over there. That'd be awesome if we could get some kind of figure like that. We got Triclops battling Ram Man, and of course He-Man and Skeletor going at it right there. Oh yeah, and so this includes a figure. That's one thing about the vintage figure, is it didn't include any figure. The vintage castle didn't include any figure. We got the special edition Temple of Darkness Sorceress, which is cool. I don't remember exactly the Temple of Darkness. I think that might be comic book related. But in the vintage line, the Sorceress didn't come out till much later in the line, so most people didn't have it. It was one of those later figures that are kind of expensive nowadays, and she didn't look like that. So she had the orange, multicolored bird-like look to her. We got another battle going on over here with all the heroic warriors and evil warriors. We got a sky battle going on. We got Zodak up on the top there. Really cool. We got on the top of the box showing some of the accessories features in Castle Grayskull. Still has the trapdoor feature. all the stuff with a few additions from upgrades from the vintage. And then the back of the box shows a little snapshot of the inside of the castle, but we've got the old classic cross cell, shows all the figures and stuff in front of Castle Grayskull. So without further ado, let's unbox this thing and see what it's all about. All right, here we go. We got it out of the box. Got everything assembled up. It's got a pretty interesting little paint job. One thing different than the vintage is the door is actually painted brown now. It's got a really cool paint scheme. A little bit of difference from the vintage one, of course, and some added features too. On the sides, we got these nice little these little hooks to keep it clamped shut. It's really cool. On the back here, we still got the classic carrying handle, with some more paint applications here that wasn't in the vintage one. Looks cool. All in all, a nice updated version, I think. Not exactly like the vintage, but definitely reminds you of it. Speaking of that, let me get the vintage one and we'll look at it. Alright, here it is side by side with the vintage one. You can obviously see the difference. I think overall I kind of like the old school paint style a little bit better, but I like the improvements on the new one. The eyes and teeth look a little bit more mean on this one too, compared to the vintage one, but they're both awesome. Definitely some differences, but the new one kind of looks more beefy too. But also here on the sides, the old one just has these kind of retaining clips. My vintage one isn't complete, and then we can see the difference in the paint on the back. A little bit of different details and stuff, but overall it's cool. You got something different, right? You can enjoy the vintage one and then enjoy the second, the revision of it. It's pretty nice. So let me know what you guys think. All right, let's look at the inside of the new Origins Castle Grayskull. All right, here we go. The interior of the new Masters of the Universe Origins Castle Grayskull. Some really cool touches on this thing. So we got the original blaster set up. However, the platform's been extended out. I remember you could barely stand a figure there in the vintage one, so that's pretty cool. We got the flag. I had to apply all the decals and everything. I remember the flag. The flag originally used to just be a sticker that folded across the pole, so now we got an actual piece of plastic with whoever is occupying Castle Grayskull. You can switch the flag, heroic or evil warriors. And then we have the ladder still. The vintage one was much thinner than this, and this one they've made nice little holes for you to place it wherever you want it. There or down here. There's little notches to stabilize it. It's pretty cool. Down there we got the decal still of the pit decal, I remember, from the vintage line too. But they made a little notch to where you can easily, more precisely apply the decal. It's pretty cool. Over here we got the classic elevator system, still basically the same. The gargoyle is still there. It's a little bit smaller, but we have that set up still. Now this here, the computer screen, used to be just a cardboard cutout for the vintage one, so they upgraded that to plastic, and it looks nice. And we have hanging little, what are those called? Tapestries. I remember there was at least one of those in the vintage line, but it was just a sticker, I believe. That's probably the hardest thing to find in a vintage Castle Grayskull. That's probably I would think would be the hardest thing that never survived. So those are a nice touch. We also got this little piece, I believe is an extra that didn't exist before. And so then let's look at the action feature. The main action feature of the castle is the trap door. So we have our throne with foot pegs on it. We can put a figure there. We got our Evil Warrior Skeletor here. Let's see how this works. Yep, still works. Alright, then we got our figure that came with the castle, the Sorceress, the Temple of Darkness edition. Pretty interesting. Her mold is, you know, she has her own original mold. The legs and everything look like, you know, the standard Tila and Evil Lyn, but she looks good. It's a good figure. These wings are really awesome. I think that does probably limit her to be able to sit in this chair, more than likely. You can kind of pose her in there, but it's all good. So overall, it's pretty neat. I guess the last thing we could look at is the drawbridge, the jawbridge, I should say. You know what? I got so excited I didn't even talk about the rest of the accessories in the castle. We have the trainer, which it's similar to the vintage. This one is very heavy feeling. It's really, it's pretty neat. It's made to be played with pretty hard, I guess. So that's pretty neat. They had some more additional detail to it. So that's cool. Then we got the weapons rack. This is the classic weapons rack. It's a little bit different. It looks a little bit smaller. I think there's a few less weapons that came overall, but we've got the scythe that's similar to Scareglow's scythe. We've got the blaster. So cool extra weapons. And then we have a new weapons rack. I believe this was only a cardboard cutout, or maybe on the original castle, but we have that as a real piece now, and the old classic little sword and mace that came with the original Castle Grayskull. So plenty of nice accessories. The best being the exclusive figure is pretty neat. It's cool that it comes with the figure. Alright, so in the vintage castle, you know, to open the drawbridge, on the inside there's a way to open it, but the gimmick was to use He-Man's sword, or a sword, to open it, and it still does. It's got a nice little spring action on this new one though. It's pretty cool. Let's look at the drawbridge there. Bam. I like the way that the old one was more flat to the ground, everything, the bottom layer of plastic. Now they have it like on an elevated platform. It looks really nice like that. So there's the drawbridge, and looks like you have to have something. There's no cheat way to open it on the inside. You have to have something to stick in there to open it. But then you just push it right shut. It just springs right shut. Or clamps shut, I guess I should say. So that's pretty cool. Okay, lastly, like the vintage toy, there was a extra feature. In this case, it interacts with the Wind Raider for the Masters Universe Origins. It has special cutouts for, you can remove the Wind Raider from its regular platform and mount it on top of Castle Grayskull instead. So you can do some pretty cool setup like that. Alright, so now I've got Castle Grayskull unboxed. I've got a big mission I want to complete now. I got to get my toy collection updated. I want to do that toy collection update video. I got to measure it, but I'm hoping these castles with their, you know, additional vehicles will fit in these windows here to where I could have Origins Castle Grayskull, a Vintage Castle Grayskull, one on each side. I'm going to get rid of this, put the wrestling ring over here, get all my figures in order, get this updated over here, just update everything. And I'm going to do my 2021 toy collection tour. This whole shelf is going to be nothing but toy collection, and as well as this is all going to be squared away again. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to get hot on that, and we'll do a complete collection tour. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know about any interesting comments, eBay related, toy related. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good one.